Back in the middle of 2020, PvZ fans were greeted with a survey and mockups featuring a new upcoming Plants vs Zombies game, which caused quite the stir. Since then, the event became pretty obscure and was really something you had to be there for, but it's been a few years since it surfaced. So why don't we take a look at this cancelled Plants vs Zombies project, and see if there's anything new we can learn about it. Before we get into it, look at what Dr. Zomboss is doing. He's hitting that subscribe button. Did you know Zomboss actually wins in the Plants vs Zombies canon? Yup, the plants canonically failed to save their homeowners. By subscribing, you're proving you're a genius and a winner, just like Zomboss. On May 14th, the survey was spotted and spread throughout the fandom. The game was quickly dubbed the PvZ RPG for seemingly no reason. The survey itself never actually states the genre. It only mentions that it was a prototype for a mobile game. That's misinformation, baby! 2 mockups were included. One was key art showcasing 3 plants, a ranger Peashooter, a wizard sunflower, and a tanky armored walnut. The other mockup showed gameplay with 2 people playing at once. Player 1 is a nightcat using her reboot design, and player 2 is a Peashooter. The survey then asked what games you played before, what the mockups reminded you of, how familiar you were with the PvZ IP, and whether you would download it if it were available today. At first glance, this new game felt like a breath of fresh air, but there was also a weird vibe about it. 2020 was the peak of the Plants vs Zombies reboot, and these mockups used the same branding and art style as Plants vs Zombies 3, which was pretty widely disliked. On top of that, it was planned as a mobile game, which I don't think anyone was especially excited for, considering its PopCap. I genuinely believe the franchise would be in a much better place if PopCap didn't limit themselves to only making mobile games. Because they refuse to make anything that isn't mobile, every project ends up stuffed with predatory mobile market features that drag it down. Plants vs Zombies 2 deserved so much better, and the decision to make it mobile only dug a ditch PopCap has struggled to climb out of ever since. But now we're getting off topic. After the survey, nothing really happened. Some fans reached out to the official PvZ social media accounts, and they replied saying that it was just a prototype. PopCap never outright said it was cancelled, but realistically it was. This lack of transparency had been a reoccurring issue for years. Even today, PopCap has a habit of building hype by saying things are coming and then nothing materializes. Nearly 3 years later, on March 13th, the community finally got some closure. An ArtStation post titled PvZ Prototype surfaced online. It showcased concept art for the project and revealed that it had been cancelled before the team could even finish a single level. Interestingly, the portfolio was actually uploaded back in November of 2020, so it had gone unnoticed for quite some time. Naturally, this upset the community. It was frustrating to see an interesting concept cut so early in development. It also felt like salt in the wound because only a few months prior, IGN had revealed another large cancelled project, Plants vs Zombies Time Heroes, better known as Project Hot Tub. An unfortunate and very short end to what could have been something interesting. Although that's technically the end of the story, we still need to talk about the concepts themselves. These are just mockups, so I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain this project would have reused the PvZ 3 models directly. The team was already working on adding visual effects to them, and there's even a screenshot showing head artist feedback on one of the proposed models which were built off of the PvZ 3 designs. There's also a screenshot displaying all the unique character models planned for the game. Technically, it's more like 9 outfit variations built on PvZ 3's base models, but still. The zombies shown include Peasant Zombie from PvZ 2, Night Zombie from PvZ 2, Orc Imp, Orc Garg, Engineer, and Elven Dead. One of the visual effect mockups even mentions taco abilities, suggesting those would have returned as well. The project's codename was Plants vs Zombies Fantasy, similar to how PvZ 3 was codenamed Yeti, Battle for Neighborville was Picnic, and Time Heroes was Hot Tub. In some alternate universe, maybe we had something genuinely good on our hands. But being honest, I never saw this game doing well, mainly because it was part of the reboot era. I cannot stress enough how much the decision to reboot Plants vs Zombies hurt the franchise's identity. It made everything feel disconnected and unrecognizable compared to what had came before. I'm also not convinced that a mobile roguelike is the right direction. Roguelikes usually require precision and tight control, especially when dying sends you back to the beginning. A touchscreen doesn't exactly scream ideal for that, and even the idea of a roguelike in general feels like a strange choice. Why a roguelike? It seems like an unusual direction compared to something like a platformer or a traditional RPG. There's definitely overlap between PvZ fans and roguelike fans. I know plenty of people who love The Binding of Isaac, for example. I haven't personally played it because I've heard you need multiple DLCs to get the full experience, so maybe that's something I need to look into. I do like Nuclear Throne, even though I'm not very good at it, so there's my roguelike credential. To wrap it up, this project had potential, but it was incredibly short-lived. If higher-ups had made different decisions about the direction of both the game and the franchise as a whole, maybe it could have released a critical success. But realistically, probably not, because it's modern PopCap.